Namaste, beloveds. This is Valerie Ames, also known as Mother with Wisdom. And this video is going to be very powerful in that the subject that is coming forth. And the subject was inspired by a comment that was made on Facebook. Um, and it was about the mind and how you don't identify with the mind, but you identify with the observer of the mind, which is the spirit, which has no beginning and has no ending. And the mind is very limited in its own observations and knowledge of itself, and it totally denies the realm of the observer. And so, me being me, I made a comment, and a lot of the other comments were, that's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. And those were the words that kind of planted this seed within me, and it's just been germinating over the last couple of days. And I woke up with this understanding, and it's so profound that I didn't want to lose any of its essence in writing it. I wanted to speak it so it could flow naturally. And so this is about the spring. This is about the spirit of the rabbit medicine, and also the hole, the rabbit hole. Okay? And in looking at the rabbit hole, you have to look at the polarity of the snake hole. And with Ostera or Easter or the month of April coming up and the spring equinox just passing, you have the bunny rabbits, you have the pastel colored eggs, and you have, like I said, the inference of a snake, not the chicken, because of the hole. And the hole opened up for me and became a wormhole. And the initial saying, the initial comment was, when you get into contemplating the mind versus the spirit or the observer of the mind, that's an endless rabbit hole, that's a maze, and that you don't want to go down there because it's ever winding and twisting, and just you'll get lost in it. But spirit says that's exactly what you want to do. You need to know the characteristics of that rabbit, first of all. The rabbit is one of the most timid of all creatures. Okay? But to that rabbit, safety is in the rabbit hole. And that rabbit understands each corner, each route, what is a fake route and what is the real route to escape. So whatever follows it down that rabbit hole, it's not concerned. Because, like, my father was a oral storyteller. And one of my favorite stories to listen to from him was Brer Rabbit. And Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby, and I've told this many times. But towards the end of the story, when Brer Bear and Brer Fox have captured Brer Rabbit, and they're wondering what to do with him, how to torture him, because They feel that his ego is just too big, and he's always winning, and he just think he's so smart. So they want the most terrible thing that they can do to him to punish him. And Brer Rabbit is just pleading and begging and crying. And he's telling them what not to do to him. Please don't throw me in the briar patch. And the briar patch is where thorns and thistles and it's all, crossed up just like that rabbit hole. Okay? It's all kind of for the average eye, you don't want to get tangled up in that briar patch, in that crown of thorns, so to speak. There's a lot of symbology that's going to come with this, beloveds. So just listen. And if you need to, listen again, because there's a lot of spiritual things coming through. This is a spiritual download. So Brer Rabbit was saying, please do anything you want with me. You can burn me. You can chop off my head. You can do this. You can do that. Just please don't throw me in the briar patch. Do anything you want to me. Just please, 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 please don't throw me in the briar patch. Do anything but that. And so they was listening. And so they wanted to do the worst they could do to him. And so you know what? Oh, he's scared of the briar patch. Let's throw his tail in the briar patch. And so they thinking they finna hurt him and mess him up and scar him for life. They throw his tail in that briar patch, and because he's a rabbit, and he said, born and bred in this briar patch. Born and bred in this briar patch. So I know how far each thorn sticks out. I know which way to turn. I know which way to land. I know which way to contort my body. I know which way to just free flow it and let go, because I was born and bred here. This is very familiar to me. This is most familiar to me. I am not afraid of this. That is in your mind. I planted that in your mind. And that always stuck with me. The born and bred part. And when you come to the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious, these are realms that the human being has gotten away from. The spiritual human being, the spiritual mind, has gotten away from as being natural. And we call it paranormal now. We call it supernatural realms, because we're no longer comfortable with those things. They seem odd or foreign to us. When you are born and bred with these things in the womb, from before the womb, before you incarnated in the womb, this is your home. The conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious realms. And you realize that they are the multiverses in which your spirit dwells simultaneously beyond space and time. But once you get here, once you're born, your mind takes over and it puts a veil, it puts a filter, and it says, this is real, and that is not. And if you came from parents like I did, who were afraid of these things that were coming from me, and they taught me, don't you tell nobody that. Don't you say that. You keep that to yourself. Or that's not real, Valerie. When it was very real to me, it was more real to me than what y'all got going on. And it comes to, this is the unraveling, this is the confronting of that rabbit hole and not being afraid of it. Not being afraid to go down into that rabbit hole because that's where you were born and bred. And there's nothing in there that you need to be afraid of. There's nothing that's going to confront you that you have not encountered in some shape, form, or fashion before. There's nothing there that you cannot outmaneuver in your own conscious awareness with knowledge of yourself. This is your hole. This was dug by your ancestors. This is where you learn to play and learn to what being a rabbit was all about. This is your safety zone. So I want you to think of the earth as your safety zone. And there's nowhere on this earth that you need to fear. You're born and bred here. Your ancestors are born and bred here. There are no boundaries. That's man-made. That's mind-made. There is no piece of dirt on this side of the planet that you cannot access from that side of the planet. And in this hole, there are several ways out. And if not, you know how to dig to make another way out. So there is no need to fear. I want you to think of that rabbit, that nose twitching, that tail twitching, and how it just be trembling. And if you were a child and you ever held a rabbit close to your chest, how it heard your heartbeat and its heartbeat calmed down. And it snuggled in. That's comfort. The earth is here to comfort you. But we have become so indoctrinated and so scared of her natural ability to mother us that we subconsciously and unconsciously harm her. And while we're harming her, we're harming ourselves. We're harming future generations to come. And again, beloveds, this is all in the realm of that rabbit hole. And I want you to think of, I'm just getting Carol, but the one that wrote Alice in Wonderland. And I want you to think of the white rabbit with the clock. And I'm late. And he's taking her. She decides to follow him. He represents that animal spirit, that rabbit spirit, that twitchy, I'm always late, nervous. I gotta get there. I gotta be here. I can't be late. I'm gonna miss this. I'm gonna miss that. I want you to think of that story. And I want you, when I say I want you to think about it, I want you to expand your spiritual conscious awareness to where those words, where those images, and where those ideas will lead you. The revelations that it has to show you, and that only your spirit can unlock and resolve and see. Let the words, let the images, let the signs, let the symbols speak to your conscious awareness as a conscious being, as a conscious spiritual being. Let it sink into your subconscious and let it marinate in your unconscious. Let it teach you and be at home with this space and know that you're not late. There's no rush. There's no need for anxiety. There's no need for panic. You're right where you need to be. Thank that rabbit spirit. Observe it. Observe its natural affinity to anxiety. What is that teaching you? What is that showing you? What is its attachment to time showing you? What is its attachment to space showing you? What is the realms that it's taking you showing you? What are the characters that you're meeting there showing you? Why do you need to be aware of your size, drinking this and shrinking down, eating this and getting bigger? All in this rabbit hole that you done went down. There are many messages there, beloveds. And you need to absorb the spiritual lessons that are in this realm. Another thing is for you to find the legends, the myths, the stories of rabbits. Watership Down, Peter Cottontail, the Velveteen Rabbit. There are so many. Brer Rabbit, Bugs Bunny. There are so many. And again, understand the medicine or the lessons, the spiritual lessons of healing that this creature who existed before mankind is here to teach you. And understand again, correlate its springtime. And this is the rabbit's most fertile season. Okay, it's reproducing itself like crazy. Understand what spirit is saying to your consciousness through this vibration, through this spectrum of itself that we know as rabbit with the two long ears, Thumper and Bambi. Rabbit was also one of my mother's favorite foods. She would rather have rabbit than chicken. Understand the native and all the indigenous stories of the rabbit. Understand the African stories of the rabbit. Understand the different kinds of rabbits all over the earth. Understand that these are consciousness, that you need to, they're spectrums of consciousness, and there are layers to them. There's a conscious, a subconscious, and an unconscious message there for you. Fear not what you encounter, period. Understand why the rabbit is bringing the eggs, okay? And understand the creatures that lay eggs. We automatically assume chickens. Turtles lay eggs, they lay them in the earth. Snakes lay eggs, they lay them in the earth. inside the earth, where the rabbit tunnels. Okay? Rabbits are mammals. They do not hatch from eggs. They are inside of a womb. They're warm-blooded. They give birth. They're born, they are incarnated through birth, not through hatching. But understand the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious thread that goes through these three states of awareness, and the symbols and the signs and the cycles and the seasons that they are speaking of. Look for the rabbit constellation. All of these things, beloved, are relative. Your mind wants you to focus on everything it wants you to focus on, because this is the matrix programming to move you away from your conscious awareness and to flood your conscious awareness, your subconscious awareness, and your unconsciousness with things that will keep it going. Material things, drama, trauma, revenge, war, that you can own land, that you can spill blood and be vindicated through it, that hurting someone is okay, and it's not going to have any replications on you. Universal laws tell you else otherwise. Conscious observation tells you otherwise. When will you wake up and be aware? Everything is connected. Nothing is separate. And what you do to one, you do to yourself. Beyond space and time. And that is just going to keep repeating until consciously you say, okay, we're going to try something different. You've all seen Groundhog's Day. You've all seen the loops and loopers. You've all seen these movies and find them so interesting about time travel. I was in a show, a chat room, the other day, and the movie with Jet Li, The One, kept coming up in multidimensional travel and incarnating in each of these different realities as yourself, and him going in there, Jet Li being him, going in there to take each of those versions out and to absorb their abilities so that he could truly be the one. Now that's some mind stuff for you right there, baby. Let me tell you, that is already you. That's that wormhole. That's your Akashic records that you're going through. All of that is already yours. Consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously. But if you're too distracted by the Kardashians or Putin or this car or this thing or this new toy or this AI technology, and you the baddest thing there is, you the baddest creation there ever is, and everything else is just a copy, just a duplicate of that, and you want to, ooh, baby, you the real deal. Crafted and created by the ultimate. And you are a version of that existence, existing, with the ability to observe itself and know itself as all. And yet, don't go down that rabbit hole. You're going to find something down there that's going to scare you. You're going to get lost. It's going to kill you. Baby, I was born and bred down that rabbit hole. Ain't nothing I can encounter can tell me who I am not. Ain't nothing that I can encounter can tell me that ain't you. You can't do that. You are not this and you are not that. You are less than. You are ugly. You are fat. You are stupid. You are a woman. You are a woman of color. Baby. Listen to what the bricks that you just gave me to make my house, to build my temple. They are divine bricks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am a woman. Thank you. I am a woman of color. Thank you. I am a fat, abundant, big woman. Thank you. I'm stupid. Thank you. That means I'm open to learn. I got an open mind. I don't think I know everything. Thank you. I'm a baby. I'm innocent. I got so much to learn and know. Thank you. Thank you. Use your conscious awareness as it is designed to be used. It is the lunar. It is the silver. It is the pearlescence. It is the lesser light. It is the reflection. It is for you to reflect upon. To use your consciousness, your awareness, your spiritual divine awareness that is able to expand, able to multiply like cells, and hold wisdom and reproduce and dig further and hold sacred space for all that will come. Know thyself. Know thyself. Reflect upon your conscious awareness. Sit in that stillness and let the world do its chaotic thing, because the world is made up of minds who don't identify itself as spirit. It sees itself as other. And it has to keep tinkering and keep coming up with this and coming up with that in order to get away from the truth. I am that I am. The mind, no, I ain't that. I ain't that. I'm the mind. I ain't that. I'm the mind, and I'm better than that. That is the other. That is the enemy. Look what I can do over here. Woo! Look at this. Shiny, glittery, money, woman booty. Woo! Nah. I am that I am. There is nothing that I am not. So why do I need that? Why do I need this border? Why do I need this war? Why do I think I need to take this? Why do I think that person is better than me? Why do I think I need to scare them? Or they need to be afraid of me? Or I need to make them my slave? Or that color that they wear, they don't look good on them. Or they shouldn't have wore that. or they stink, or their house ain't as good, or their kids is ugly. Mind. That's the rabbit hole of the mind. That's where you don't want to get lost at. That's where you don't want to go down in. Okay? Because that's an endless abyss of chaos. And as a light being, you rose up out of that in your conscious awareness of your own stillness and peace. And when you began to identify more and be more comfortable inside existing as that conscious awareness, the world falls back and you get to see things from a whole different perspective. From an individual and a collective, spiritual frequency. You receive, you transmit, you transform, you transmute through a higher power. And again, beloveds, like I say, these words are flowing. And if you need to rewind, go right ahead. If you need to process it in another way with different words, go ahead. I have been shown that as a visionary, I am not too focused on one thing and try to become the best at that, or just use that or do that as my platform. And no, if I do that, then I'm missing everything else. I'm not open because I'm so focused on this. So Spirit is telling me this is the eggs. This is the ovary that's stored with so many eggs. I have my mother's eggs, my grandmother's eggs. And each of these eggs is a child. And each pearl, each gem that I give you is from them. And I don't have to go around to see what you're going to do with it. I don't have to say, that's my child. I don't have to say, well, you made money off of it. Where you didn't cut me in. You got it from spiritual maturity, baby. It shows you that just like that rabbit goes through that hole and all that dust and you let it fly for you, you let it slide because you know that's not the big picture. That's not the big picture. Existing in the moment. Existing in the moment. Again, we come to that rabbit, that anxious rabbit with that watch in that Alice in Wonderland story. Wonderland. Okay? That rabbit hole took her to Wonderland, where she met the Mad Hatter and the Jabberwocky and the Red Queen and all these different characters. And her conscious awareness was expanded by each frequency that she encountered. The Cheshire Cat. Instead of fearing that rabbit hole, know who you are. Stand your ground and let it teach you because it has a lesson there for you. Regardless of how big it is or how small it is or how much it's huffing and puffing at you and telling you it's going to eat you and snatch you and do that. Mm-hmm. 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 I'm eternal. Mm-hmm. And whatever lesson I get, it comes with me. It gets stored in my Akashic records. And the more conscious I get of who and what I am, the more I am able to change my reality by raising my frequency through my conscious awareness. Through my conscious awareness, I manifest and I create my reality through my knowing. Consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, all are one. All exist simultaneously. When I go to sleep, I'm still there. When I go and have surgery and they put me out, I am still there. I've had out of body experiences where my body, my physical body was dying and I could hear everything going on in the room. And I could see my body and I knew that there was other space, another time that I could be in and be at. All I had to do was choose it. But I chose to come back. I chose to get back in that body. Why? Well, one time I was dying and my mother and my aunties were in the room while I was dying and fibrillating, and doctors was working on me and they in the corner whispering and crying and what are we gonna do for Tina? Tina's my daughter. Oh, none of y'all. None of y'all. I love each one of you, but none of y'all. Let me get my ass back into that body, into this consciousness, into this physical reality, because none of y'all, none of you, none of you. Understand your choices, your conscious choices. Understand your mind's unconscious choices, what it's drawn to. Shiny, romantic, sounds, tastes, smells, that it wants to keep experiencing over and over and over. Good or bad, it don't matter. And you thinking that this is your life and you can't do anything else. But when you become conscious that no, those are my thoughts. Those are my feelings. I am not my thoughts. Because I can tell you, as a mother, there were many times I wanted to chicken choke the hell out of my children, to kill them dead, so to speak. Okay? But that's the mind. I'm not going to go over there and kill them. I might, but I ain't going to kill them. That's the mind. But that's the mind enraged because something didn't go its way. Because it doesn't have the patience or the spiritual maturity to look at things from the different sides, from the different angles, from the different degrees, from beyond space and time like it needs to. It's focused only on what I said. I am the mind. What did I say? We have a long way to go, but it is not as far as we think. It is not becoming something that you are not. You have always been. You exist as conscious awareness. As conscious awareness, you exist. Your mind exists. You do not exist as your mind. That is within your conscious awareness. So you have control of your mind. You have control of your thoughts, and you have control of your feelings. You can choose whether you're going to think this. You can choose whether you're going to feel this. You can choose not today. You can choose, I'm detaching from that. I'm not going to let that mean that much to me. I'm not going to let that affect my peace. That's outside. That's chaos. That's a storm going on. I'm not in that. That doesn't affect me. I'm aware of it. I observe it. But I'm not a part of it. Because I choose consciously not to be. And because I choose consciously not to be, guess what? I am not. That's how powerful I am. So you have to overcome your mind. Your mind has become your master. Your mind wants to be your mama, but your mind didn't have you. Your mind didn't create you. Your mind didn't produce you. It produced a version of itself. And you have to get to the point where you're able to distinguish your original self from what the mind has pieced together with its fragments and its stories and its feelings and its thoughts and its memories. And you can only do that by being still and understand that everything that is taking place around you is working the same conscious awareness out within itself. This war that we have is the same conscious awareness being worked out. The politicians and everything that we see going on here in the United States with the black judge who's representing my aunt, and not just blind justice. And you hear it in the way she is patiently fielding those questions. She ain't dodging nothing. Born and bred here, baby. Come on. Come on. You must decide who you are within your conscious awareness. And from there, you speak your truth. From there, you live your truth. You don't hide and duck and dodge yourself. You don't self-hate yourself. And understand that we are all shitty babies that Mama Earth got to clean up. We all stanky and funky, okay? And Mama love us unconditionally enough to say, come here, baby, bring your little stanky ass here. Let me clean you up, dust you off, and go on out there and get shitty again. Go ahead. Oh, you did it again? Come on. We fall down. We get knocked down. But we get back up. We don't give up. We are spiritual beings. And when your mind, and I have been in that, what is it called in the Bible? When David was saying he through the valley of shadow of death, baby. How dark is that? The valley of the shadow of death. How dark is that? How deep is that valley? How alone are you in it? And how did the rest of it go? Thou art my rod and my staff. Thou lead me through the greenest pastures. Here we go with spring again. Conscious awareness. Let these stories lead you and nurture you through your conscious awareness. In the beginning was the word. Understand the words. Don't understand the word. Don't receive the words from the mind. Receive the words through your spirit. Let your spirit filter everything. Well, what does that really say? Through your intuition and instincts. What does that truly mean? Born and bred in the briar patch. What did that mean? What did that mean to me? Well, Spirit, what you trying to say? Why I need this story? Why this story been passed down for thousands of years? Why is my spirit drawn to it and can never forget it? Why does it still stimulate me? Stimulate my conscious awareness, my spiritual instincts to this day? That I tell it to my grandbabies and hope they have enough sense to tell it to theirs. Beloveds, I'm not going to keep this video too long. I have shared, like I said, I didn't want to write this. If I wrote it down, I'm sure it would be a lot more linear. But it's flowing the way it needed to flow. And everything is being said the how it needs to be said. And it's for you to get the fruit from it, to glean the seeds from it, to plant in your own consciousness and see what grows. Mama's giving it to you. And I don't mean me as mama. I mean the spirit that speaks through me as me, existence itself. That I'm learning to observe more. And I'm learning to go between the seen and the unseen, the conscious, the unconscious, and the subconscious, and understand the layers of the mind and how the mind wants to keep you covered in a certain amount of its familiar dust, dirt, and memories, and how you have to burrow through that and find your way out, because there are many, many ways out. You're born and bred here in this galaxy, in this universe. There is nothing that you cannot consciously figure out. Get away from the mind, the noise of the mind. And it's not easy. It's not easy because I'm 56, 57, and the mind has been weaving that veil over my eye. That ain't real. Nope, nope. Listen to this, Valerie. Listen to that. What did your mom tell you? That's not real. Go chase this love over here. Unrequited love. Ooh, that's shiny. Look at that, girl. It don't require nothing of you. Ain't nobody got to touch you. Ain't nobody got to do nothing. Whoa, girl. Play. Have fun. But it hurt. Girl, that's part of love. Go ahead. That's poetry. Woo, baby. That mind will have you hopping around, let me tell you. Like that little, whoo, the time you study anxious, woo, woo, woo. You getting old, woo. You better do this now. You are none of that. You are ageless. You are timeless. Know thyself. When this flesh goes to sleep, your spirit rises. You are still you. And what was here of this flesh, of this dirt, of this dust, of these particles from the universe, they are still impacting this earth because they are of the earth. Energy does not disappear. Echoes, frequencies, vibrations are part of you. You are part of them. That is what existing is. That is what the sound of music is. That is what the seen and the unseen, the solar rays and the ultraviolet rays, hues of men. Some with higher hues, higher light, some lower. You need both to do what? Expand your conscious awareness. That is the wisdom of paradox and polarity. No judgment because you go in and out of both of them. All of it is you. Just like that mama recognized that baby. Come here with your little shitty self. Your little stanky self. Didn't I just clean you? Put on your brand new clothes, got you all bathed up and smelling good with baby oil, and look at you. You didn't went and jumped in the mud puddle. What's wrong with you? And the baby's mind is, I want to play in the mud. I wanted to feel it. I wanted to smell it. It was fun. I didn't care about these clothes and where you got to go and what you want me to look like and who you want me to impress because you dressed me a certain way and I got to look to represent you. I wanted to play in the mud with the spirit, with the earth. I wanted to commune. No. We getting ready to go. I told you. It's beloveds. Think from the place of unconditional love, not from the place of anger. And like I said, Miss Brown Jackson is representing that divine feminine mother, womb, baby. The patience, the intelligence. This is what these United States have been waiting for. Okay? She is the culmination of so much that has taken place. She is that divine feminine receiving the recognition that it deserves. And when you see them coming at her so hateful, so mean, and then they want to say, oh, well, we're just doing it from this perspective. You know, this is part of the game. This is how it's played. And come on. Come on. My grandmama told me about you long ago. Come on. I see you. I see that smile, and yeah, I see how you the forked tongue. I see it all, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Your people told me how to play this game. To smile. Fake smile. Fake feelings. Fake associations to draw you in so that you can hurt me with your words, with your lies, with your truths, your mind's truths. But my consciousness, I know who I am. You can't touch my spirit. Maya Angelou wrote a poem about it. Phenomenal woman. That's the conscious awareness. That's not thoughts from the mind, because the mind has been beat down so much. The mind has been lied to. The mind will lie to you. But once you overcome that mind's veil, once you rend that veil that the mind wants to keep over your face like a bride, keep that bride, that veil open, no, you take that off. I can see, I see you. See me. See me? I'm that wormhole. I'm that briar patch. Don't be afraid. You're born and bred here. Know thyself. Positive and negative influences and entities arise within you. If they arise within you, they can arise outside of you. And just as you can push them away inside of you, just like you can deal with your own thoughts in your own mind, you can deal with them outside at the same way, in the same manner, in the same level. It takes practice. And so much is going to keep coming at you because it wants to distract you. It wants to weaken your conscious awareness. It wants to contract and subtract from your conscious awareness. But you are to be fruitful and multiply like the stars in heavens. And you only do that when you know yourself. And when you're able to be like Neo and see those bullets coming at you and be like, no, 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 no. You are the one. You are the rabbit. The rabbit built the rabbit hole. All of that is within you. Don't be afraid. How many stories do we have of labyrinths and mazes and the monsters that you meet within those mazes and labyrinths? And if you make the wrong turn, this is going to happen. That's your mind. Understand the relevance. Understand the spirit of the story. Understand the significance of the revelations. That if you get lost in that maze, you got lost in your mind. Star Wars. Watership Down. Alice in Wonderland. Charlotte's Web. The eggs. are all symbolic, beloved. They're all symbolic. And like I said, this is spring. Mint green, pink hair, pastel colors, white rabbits, bunny rabbits. There's much that this season and cycle has to teach you about conscious awareness. Don't be afraid to see what the pagans thought of these times. It's information. Don't be afraid of information. Okay? Don't be afraid of it. You are conscious awareness. Information comes from the mind. You have the discernment as a spiritual being to discern the truth of something, to judge the essence of its existence, not based upon its physical appearance or what it's saying, but through instincts and intuition. So don't be afraid of anything confronting you, coming at you, looking at you, watching you, imitating you, mocking you. Ain't nothing new under the sun. And wisdom is unlimited, vast beyond our knowing, vast beyond our recognition. The mind will tell you this is a bad experience. This is a painful experience. This is wrong. It hurts. This is war. This is work. What is the lesson for your spiritual conscious awareness? What did you incarnate? What did your spirit incarnate? What does that have to teach you? Because that's a reflection of something. It's a reflection of a lesson. It's been here a long time. It's taken many shapes and many forms, many spectrums and many frequencies. What does it have to teach you? Observe it from that space, from that conscious awareness, from your subconscious awareness. I am that I am. There is nothing that I am not, no matter what form or frequency or spectrum or sound it chooses to take, to present itself to what? My conscious awareness. I see you as the mind manifesting lessons. I am not lost in those lessons. I don't get lost in them. They are not me. I observe them. I discern the wisdom within them. Positive, negative, and neutral. All the same. Namaste, beloveds. I hope this has helped you as much as it's helped me. I know that I am still working with my mind because my mind has gotten so many layers. And sometimes even in my own mind, oh, well, you're right. Oh, well, you don't have to do this and you don't have to do that. And look, you're still receiving all this spiritual information, so you're the right one. You're the this one. It's okay for your house to be messy. It's okay for this. It's okay for that. It's okay. All of this is what? Mind. Me reacting to it is from other people's minds, what they're saying, what their thoughts is. My mother, my grandmother, my friends, the society as a whole, the collective, blah, 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 blah. All of it is relative in that it's observable. It's a rabbit hole. And I can go down there if I want to. It's nothing that I ain't heard before. What is the lesson? You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. At any time, you can change. It's up to you. At any time, you can get up and go wash the dishes. At any time, you can go do this, even if you feel like it or if you don't feel like it. Don't let your mind become so weighty that it holds you down. Pack light. Lift all of that shit up and say, you know what? It's all lessons. It's all lessons in my own conscious awareness. And I'll get there. This is a very imperfect world. I'm still very shitty. Mama, I'm shitty again. Clean me off. Okay, baby, here go a download. Know thyself. Okay, Mama, thank you. Dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee. What was that lesson again? Oops. Mama fell down in the mud again. Mama! Forgive yourself. For being what? Human. Do you know how many molecular frequencies, particles, colors go to sense you, to make you whole and whole shape in this conscious, subconscious, unconscious, manifested earth realm? You are not one color. You are not one gender. You are not one political whatever. You are not one aspect of society. You are not some stereotypical blah, blah, blah. All of that is in your mind. All of that is mental fodder. That's shiny stuff for you to, get distracted from. I am that I am. I'm all. No, you're not. You're this right here. Look. This is what you are. Dress it up. Put a wig on it. Strut. This is what you are. See? No, that don't feel right. That ain't me. That might be me for like 5 minutes, but girl, you got issues. No, I got conscious awareness. My conscious awareness is saying this is real, and that's Memorex. That's holograph. That's simulation. That's mind manifesting. It's dreams and illusions. It's magic mirror that it wants me to become so narcissistically in love with. Ooh. Me. Mine. More. Talk to the end. No, it ain't real. And if you get lost in that, baby, you're lost in the land of mirrors and reflections. of civilizations that keep dying and being reborn because the mind, that's all the mind knows. And the mind keeps fighting the power and the principality of the conscious awareness of your truth because you keep choosing the mind. What's real, Valerie? This world in here? No. No, that's a fantasy. That's a lie. You make that up. This is real out here. See this? That's real. That fantasy thing you got going on in here, la la la, that's not real. Okay. I'm just gonna have both of them and I won't tell you. I'll let you live out there in your little do and you think that's real, okay. But I'm looking at all of y'all, I'm looking at y'all smiling and lying to each other and acting like you love each other and you're sleeping with each other, man, and your man sleeping with your friends and your mamas and your aunties and you're robbing this one and stealing from that one, and that's real. I'm good over here. Well, you gonna be all by yourself, baby. Baby, I'm good. There is no substitute for this. There is no price you can put on it. Believe me, I done paid my dues for it. Believe me, it's priceless. Ain't no man, ain't no child, ain't no situation can come up to say, okay, it's time for you to give me that, and you have this situation. I'm good. This too shall pass. And I'm going to deserve it in this lifetime or the next, just like I have many times before. Conscious awareness, beloveds. Don't be afraid of it. It's a wormhole that you're born and bred in. There's nothing in this universe, in this galaxy, that you have not endured. Know thyself. Beyond flesh. Beyond mind. And keep putting that on. And keep taking it off. And keep putting it on. And keep taking it off. And keep putting it on. And it's okay. Until you get the right fit. Till you don't have to take it off no more. Till you don't have to look at it and contrast it. Because this is all there is. This is maturing spiritually. Allow. Love yourself enough for you to make mistakes. Love yourself enough to get yourself and clean yourself up. And say, come on, baby, do it again. Come on. You've been prepared for this. Your ancestors prepared you for this walk right here. Come on. Get up. I'm tired. Get up, girl. You got to show them babies that you can get up. Come on. Come on. Come on, life. Come on, existence. You ain't got nothing on me. I'm spirit. I created all this. I am all this. You're just reflecting me back to me so that I can expand upon my own wisdom and conscious awareness. Consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, and like little rabbits, pass it on through my sons, through my children, through my rays and reflections of me. All right, beloveds, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for listening. Do with it what you will. I hope.